Hello, my name is RT Brown, and I'm the Director of Business Acceleration with the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation. I focus on programs such as Instigate for emerging businesses, Business Acceleration for growth stage businesses, and our Micro Entrepreneur Loan Program for businesses that aren't able to obtain traditional financing. And Regenerate, our program to help businesses navigate ownership succession. Regardless of your business stage, having a relationship with your bank is very important. One local business owner put it to me this way: the relationship with the bank is like a partnership. They meet quarterly and review how things are going from a financial performance perspective, but also review capital needs. Joining me today, I have Bob Davis, Commercial Banking Officer and Assistant Vice President at Brattleboro Savings and Loan. Today, we're going to talk about how BSNL works with businesses in the region. This is meant to be conversational, so not terribly formal. Thank you, Bob, for joining me today. And how about we start with you providing an introduction?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me, RT. As RT said, my name is Bob Davis. I'm a commercial banking officer at Brattleboro Savings and Loan. I've been with the bank for just about 12 years now, and I work in a department here of 6 people in our commercial banking department, and enjoy working with businesses that are existing today and people looking to acquire businesses. And any assistance we can provide is what we're here to do.
That's great. What do you can you touch on the just a little bit of the history of BSNL?
Yeah, sure. So the bank was actually established in 1912. So we've been in business for over 100 years now. Originally, we were a thrift charter savings bank. So, when the bank first started, our goal was to take in deposits in the form of savings accounts and lend them back out in the form of residential mortgages. And we've really changed a lot since then. A while back, we converted our charter to a state chartered savings bank, which allowed us to offer more types of commercial services. And at the same time, we're now mutually owned. So we are actually owned by our depositors, and we are governed by a board of directors. And today we offer, commercial services such as commercial lending, cash management services, but we still offer all the same personal type deposit and residential mortgage services that we used to. And another fun fact about the bank, we are also a B Corp. I'm sure some of you may have seen this in our advertising and marketing. But a B Corp is really designed to label those businesses that are in business to do good. And by that, there's an assessment that's done to make sure you're qualifying under certain aspects of being a B Corp. And it's really, are you doing business in a way that has a positive impact on your community, the environment, and your employees? And so it's great, it's great as an employee of Brattleboro Savings and Loan to know that we have these values as a company, which really helps guide some of our business decisions. And working here in Southern Vermont, it's great. There are other companies such as King Arthur Flour, Patagonia, Ben and Jerry's. They're all B Corps. Some of you may be familiar with. But in terms of our market area, we offer services to people and businesses in Windham and Windsor counties, as well as parts of Cheshire County and Sullivan County, just over the border in New Hampshire. And today we have 4 branches, 2 in Brattleboro, 1 in Wilmington, and our newest branch up in Bonneville, Vermont, which is right at the base of Stratton Mountain.
Right. Okay. So I guess I didn't realize your service area was as broad as it is. And to recap, so you extend services in Windsor County as well as Cheshire County and Windham County, and those are all services that are extended to those regions, those areas? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes, it's limited by where customers can get into a branch. So the further we get away from some of our branches, some of those just tend to be lending type services.
Okay.
But we do extend pretty far into Southern Vermont and, even up towards Lebanon and kind of down the Connecticut River.
Okay, great. Would you say you covered this somewhat? from deposits and personal banking to mortgage lending and of course commercial lending, which is your area of focus. Would you say BSNL has a specific specialization, or is it those categories that we've already talked about?
Yeah, I don't think we have a specific specialization. We offer a full range of commercial financing services, cash management services. We have a good online technology suite of products, and our residential lending team. They've been extremely busy this year in particular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we can do pretty much everything any bank can offer.
Okay. To focus a bit on the business lending side of things, which is my area of focus, what are the typical documentation requirements if somebody is seeking capital through BSNL?
Yeah, so if it's an existing business, whether it's the customer already owns the business or if it's a business they're looking to purchase, we typically require historical financials either from the customer or the seller, just so we can gain a sense as to how the business has been operating and understand what the operations have been like. So that typically consists of tax return information. If it's a business someone's looking to purchase, we would ask for a business plan so we could really understand how the buyer is going to operate the business and what experience they bring to the table. And in conjunction with that, we would ask for some financial projections so we can understand, based on changes that the buyer plans to make, how it would differ from the historical information that we might be seeing. And then it's mostly just personal financial information of the owners, so we can understand what resources they have available as well.
In the space of business acquisition, so let's say it's an owner succession or third-party transfer of an existing business. Do you do any valuation services? Based on what the existing business has done historically?
So we don't actually perform business valuations per se. That's done more by a professional that's kind of specialized in that area. But we would work with we've worked with businesses in the past in conducting those services and connecting them with people here in the community to make sure they have the resources available to do so. Okay.
And when it is an acquisition, who should someone be speaking with at the bank? Is it anyone within the commercial lending division?
Yeah, so today there's 4 of us here that are commercial lenders, and usually the best point of contact to make first is to either come in or just give us a call and ask to speak with one of the lenders, and we'll talk with you over the phone, or we'll set up a time to get together and review the information and what it is you're looking to accomplish.
Okay. I know, just working with you folks over the last few years, outside of the pandemic, you'll go to a business to see the operation and really get to know what it is you're talking about. Is that correct?
Yeah, so in general times, with the pandemic aside, we do really like to get out and go see the customer's operation and how they operate, to fully understand, all the different aspects of the business. And if it's a case where the person is looking to acquire, the building that they're renting, or they're looking to expand and buy more equipment, it's always nice to see firsthand how the purchase that they're looking to make would impact the business.
Okay. In the realm of ownership transitions and succession, are there any other key points that you just in working through those types of projects that you think it's important for people to keep in mind, either from the buyer or the seller side?
Yeah, I think just in terms of timing, I mean, it's always good to keep a realistic time frame in mind and, plan accordingly and allow time for certain different phases of the project to happen. The due diligence period sometimes takes a little longer than some people expect initially. But from a banking perspective, I mean, we've worked with customers acquiring new businesses, customers starting a brand new business, or sometimes it's even a situation where there may be an employee that's worked at a business for 10 years and the owner's looking to retire, and that employee is interested in purchasing the business. So, we've sat down with all parties and kind of planned out best path forward. And sometimes it's a immediate transition the customer is looking to make, and sometimes it's a multi-year type process. They're looking to start today, for retirement in a few years. So we can be pretty flexible with how we work with customers, and depending on the situation, we can usually tailor some type of financing package to meet a lot of different needs.
Oh, that's great. And in that type of scenario, oftentimes sellers provide some financing as part of that transition. That's something you folks can work with.
Yep. Yeah, we've worked with situations where the seller may hold back a note of some sort. And as long as it's structured properly, I mean, that's something we're willing to consider. And as you know, RT, we work with other types of agencies, such as VEDA, the Vermont Economic Development Authority. We provide SBA loans. So, we have a lot of different options we can look to, depending on the situation at hand, to get the transaction closed, and hopefully it works out for the seller and the buyer both at the same time.
Great. Okay. So, I mean, I think we've hit on the main points. If you're inclined to provide a phone number, like how should somebody get in touch with you?
Yeah, no, people can call. My email is rdavis@bratbank.com, or the phone number is 802-275-3961. Or you're welcome to come in. All of the lenders, we are based here at our Main Street office in Brattleboro. So you can walk in and we can meet with you in person, or we can coordinate a visit at any one of our branch offices with a little bit of advance notice.
Well, that's great. So Bob, again, Commercial Banking Officer and Assistant Vice President with the Brattleboro Savings and Loan. I want to thank you for joining me today and having a discussion about business lending. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.